Invitational. This is going to be match number 1 here between these two players. Liquid TLO playing as the Terran player, Blue Terran, and Lush is going to be spawning as the Red Zerg. And we'll have to wait for map positions as we're just getting into the game here. Alright, so Liquid TLO spawning in the top right-hand corner as the blue pieces, and Lalush here in the bottom bottom left-hand corner. So here on Xelnaga Caverns, we've got quite a few interest points on the map. For starters, we have the 2 Xelnaga watchtowers that hold a lot of position on this map. These 2 towers control pretty much 2 of the 4, well, even almost all 4 of the land crossing points. You can cross here. Oh, pause. Paused by TLO. Sorry, I need to change something. Of course, this always happens. Tournament games. Lush needs to change something, probably unit bars or something else. Something he may have missed. But anyways, Xelnaga Caverns, like I said, does have the 4 main land points that you're going to cross the map with. There's one left of this Xelnaga tower, and there's the 2 right paths, and of course there is a path on the right hand as well. So if you're a Zerg player, there is lots of areas to spread your creep to. You don't want to just spread your creep down the middle and neglect the corners or the sides. That can be very problematic for you. But if you can spread your creep all over the map, you can get a good advantage. Of course, on this map, I think the key Terran opening lately has been 5 racks Reaper. We're going to have to go ahead and see if TLO does that. I don't think I've seen him play around with Reapers too much. We all know that TLO does favor Hellions. We'll get the production tab going up here so I don't miss anything. But TLO and his Hellions are very key. He uses them in almost all of his tournaments. He's saving up here. He's grabbing the barracks down now. A little bit early. That is an 11 racks and not a 12 racks. And he looks like he's grabbing gas right after. So he is either going for Reapers with speed or he may go straight into Hellions. Although when he does go straight for Hellions, usually he'll get a gas before he gets the barracks, just so that by the time the barracks is done, he'll have 100 gas ready for that factory. On the other end of the side, of course, the Lush is getting an early pool. Looked to be around a 13 or a 14 pooled. No hatch yet. Of course, on this map, because of the ramp and the openness of this map, it is very tough to guard your natural expansion as a Zerg player. And it looks like TLO is getting a scout here now, so he is going to see that there is no hatchery coming down. And wow, I'm a little bit, I don't know. Okay. I was going to say, why is there no gas yet? Because generally you need that gas up while that pool is building. If you're going to go to Roaches to defend against Reapers, or if you're going to go for Zergling Speed to defend against Reapers or Hellions as well, you need that gas ASAP. Generally, players, they will delay their gas a little bit if they are going to get a fast expansion. If TLO just seen that the gas is coming up, he may try to block this expansion, and we just did see a couple right clicks from the red player, so Lalush will be coming down here to build this expansion, but TLO is going to block it. Not sure how long he's going to get that block off, but now he is creating some rallies. A couple Zerglings are out already, so they will be able to chase this SCV off if he doesn't want it to die. But he is getting quite a few seconds here delayed. He's already up to 400, and wow, he's got an extra 200 minerals here, so he probably needs to throw down a Roach Warren, because we can be for certain that there is some harassment coming from TLO, and we've got a gas steal as well here. Lush already has broken it once, and 2 Marines just don't have enough DPS to kill it. He does need a 3rd Marine. Does the Lush know about the factory? No, he does not, and we've got a starport, so we actually are seeing the 1-1-1 build, or as Husky calls it, the Destiny Cloud Fist build. Very nice cancellation here by Lush once again. When these Marines are really close to the extractor and it gets cancelled, they oftentimes will target that drone and kill it. But no, this is now the 3rd time that Lush has gotten that cancel and rebuild off. And is he going to get a 4th? It looks like he is. And no, TLO steals it back, so that drone does die. Wow, that was fantastic timing by TLO. It looked like the extractor got there just in time, but it didn't. Hatchery is going down for the Lush. It is almost finished. If we look, he still has not seen that starport or that factory, and we are getting a tech lab on the factory. So are we going to see a Banshee? This is going to be extremely different from what TLO TLO's normal style is. And yes, we are seeing a Banshee with just one Hellion out in the field and a second in production. He is going for some very quick harassment. Lalush is not going to be ready for this Banshee. He does not even have his lair tech on the way. That is going to be very awkward for him if TLO starts researching Cloak, but lo and behold, he has not yet. No Zergling speed. Roach Warren is up. He's got a few roaches out on the field, and it looks like... Is he going to try to push out? No, he's just trying to keep this Hellion away from his drones. But there is... where's that second Hellion? Did he just stay in the base? Yes, he is going for a push. So we've got 3 Hellions and 6 Marines here pushing out on time with this first Banshee. No Cloak, but a second Banshee is in production and is on the way. And I don't know... no. Lush does not know about this Banshee. Oh, yes, he does now. They are able to catch up to the roaches and kill them off. But is Lush going to be ready for this? He's got 2 queens, a third on the way. Lair is halfway done, but this push is coming now, and this Banshee is going to be able to just wreak havoc all over these roaches and Zerglings. This queen needs to wait until this second queen does come out before engaging, because one Banshee does kill one queen. Second queen here as well, coming down from the main base. There is no creep, so I'm a little bit surprised that Lush did not spread his creep with his first set of 25 energy. That is seeming to be the most common thing for Zerg players to do lately, is to put a creep tumor down instead of a spawn larva as your first little bit of energy. But there is 3 queens here now and 1 roach. They will be able to fend off this attack. That Banshee did pull out just in time, I believe. Yes. Or no, that is the second one. I believe 1 Banshee already died. Yes, looking at the units lost tab, this harassment has not been very effective for TLO. But one thing that you may not think about is that it has stopped him from really droning up really heavy, forcing him to use that larva on roaches and Zerglings. He hasn't created a lot of ground units yet, but he has created enough so that TLO is not at a disadvantage right now. And it looks like TLO is actually hiding his Hellions, and he is coming in for some harassment, and his back of the base is virtually undefended right now. He's got some roaches and some Zerglings here, but the queens are virtually nowhere in sight. Was there some harassment going on? I don't see any. There is a Banshee here that's taken a few hits, but all of these Hellions did get a few drone kills. And looking at the units lost tab, TLO has picked up his game a little bit. He is now taking his expansion. Of course, he did earn that, and he's going back for even more harassment right now. And it looks like he's going to get a few more drone kills, but no, these Hellions are going to die real quick here, and that does put him even further behind in the units lost. And it looks like that Hellion did just die. So Lair is done. He does have, or sorry, Lalush does have 1 Overseer out, and I don't know where it is. Is it already out? Way up here? No. I don't know where that Overseer is. Oh, there it is, of course. But looking at the production tab, he is not researching Cloak. He just wanted those Banshees for the harassment. He has now switched production at his starports over to Vikings, more than likely to do some kind of harassment or picking off even more Overlords. That is really the next step in harassment with the 1-1-1 build. Is picking off Overlords with your Vikings. It's such a underused play, and it looks like this Banshee's trying to come in for some more kills, but there's just too many queens here, and we've also got a Spore Crawler up, which means we've got an Evolution Chamber up as well. It is not researching any upgrades. At this point in the game, Zerg really needs to push out or macro up and play a little bit more passively. But you need to do one or the other. You can't just sit passively and not macro up. And it looks like he is going to go kill off these rocks and try to take his third base. Really debatable where the Zerg really wants to take his third base, whether he wants to take this base here. It's a little more protected, but of course the gold is allowing, or the gold will allow you to receive more minerals with less drones. So of course you don't need as much saturation. Back at TLO's base, if we look at the income tab, he's still quite a ways behind on drones, or sorry, SCVs. He's 10 harvesters behind. He does have full gas going already on these 2 extractors though, or not extractors, refineries. So that does usually mean that he's going to be going for a fairly heavy gas build, but we've got some roaches here, and it looks to be 14 of the roaches pushing in on this base, and if they're not unchecked, they will kill off a lot of SCVs, but no, TLO does pull his SCVs away, and all these Vikings are forced to land, and they just do not do enough DPS to these roaches. He needs more Banshees or some Marauders, but he's got no tech lab on his barracks, and Lalush is forced here to move out or retreat as he is putting down his third hatchery. Very good timing by him, pushing out, causing a little bit of harassment, getting TLO on his back foot while he takes that third base. It's a very key thing to do. Push out, cause some damage. Of course, you don't want to go all in and go for the kill when you're expanding, but you want to cause as much damage as you can. These Vikings are in full force right now. They're going to take out this Zergling by the watchtower and try to take out a creep tumor, but they are going to be caught off guard by these roaches. Looking at the roach warren, we do have roach speed. The Glio reconstitution is complete, and it looks like TLO should just use these Vikings now to do some harassment, pick off some overlords. Don't land them. They just don't do enough damage. But he is going to land them and try to take out this hatchery, but these roaches are going to come in and put a quick stop to that. Let's take a look back at the production tab, and if actually, before we switch to that, if you look at the income tab, TLO has has gone ahead in harvesters. So clearly he is looking to take a third base. He does have a command center in production. He has not killed off either sets of rocks, either at the gold or at the choke point here. But I'll probably be looking to take out these destructible rocks, and he'll probably take this base. It's a little more defendable, or easily defended, I guess, with bunkers or with air. Of course, he's got tons of Vikings, but this is just some unorthodox play. I mean, he's going straight Vikings and a few Banshees. I guess that can be very effective, but Hydras can be very, very potent against that army. Hydras can take out Banshees fairly well as long as there's creep. And looking at the tech lab, we still have not researched Cloak, and now Lalush is pushing in again. I'm not sure if he's going to take another base or if he's just trying to push out, but he does have Hydras. He does not have the range upgrade yet. Grooved Spines is in production right now, but he is forced to pull back. I don't see any harassment or anything, but I guess he just felt he was in a bad position and wanted to pull back. But wow, that is a massive air army. We've got 4 Banshees and a lot of Vikings. That is almost 16 Vikings, 2 rows. If he can play smart here, he can take out a lot of these overlords, supply lock them, and then go to town with the Banshees on the drones and kill off as many as possible. But great play by Lalush here. He's got a lot of Spore Crawlers defending, and one Banshee does go down. He's got a couple Hellions as well, but now Lalush's army is in full force at the gold expansion, ready to reinforce. So TLO is forced to retreat, and I have to admit, I think he's got to switch up his play a little bit, because at this situation with Roaches and Hydras, spreading the creep as fast as he is, he's going to get to TLO's base pretty quickly, and he will be in trouble. And it looks like TLO's getting bold. He is going for the gold, and he's got to be careful because the creep is already almost there. And if he's not careful, he's going to be very susceptible to a lot of harassment by speedlings or all these Roaches and Hydras. Look how fast they are on creep. Hydras, of course, being so slow off creep, are very, very fast on creep. And wow, TLO's looking to push out. He actually takes down all of his Vikings into ground mode. He knows that Lalush has no air units and that he's able to lower those Vikings without taking too much of a loss. But the Vikings just don't do nearly enough damage. He needs to change his game up, and wow, TLO does GG. He was just in a bad position, and Lalush does take game 1.